Hey, how y'all doing out there? It's your boy Easy Work Boxing, about to hit you everywhere but under your feet with this one. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. No bias talk, no racism. Got to talk about Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. and the situation of Terence Crawford being signed to, I think, Black Prime and, moving on and going to fight this guy named Evanesian. From what I understand, this guy had knocked out the last 6 opponents. Me, as a boxing fan, I really don't know about this guy Indonesian, what's going on with him, but evidently we have to understand the situation of what's going on. Now, you're going to hear a bunch of lies, you're going to hear a bunch of this and that, you're going to hear a bunch of talk, but this is basically what's going on. Terence Crawford basically told them that he was going to fight this year. He wanted to fight this year. Errol Spence, as we all know, Mr. Creator across the street, Mr. When he get a belt, I'ma fight him, Mr. 65-35, unfair to a former undisputed champion. Just telling the truth, unfair. 65-35. Then him and his boss, which I thought he was his own boss because he said he got man down promotions and Al Heyman is just his advisor. So I don't understand how and why Al Heyman won't show Terence Crawford what he's going to make out of 35%. So evidently, from what's understood, they want the fight to happen next year. Terence Crawford decided to move on and not sit there and have to wait on Spence, and he want to fight another fighter until he fights Spence. That's basically all that's going on. But real deal boxing fans know what's going on with Errol Spence and the fact that he don't want to fight Terence Crawford. The 65-35 was enough to show y'all. There's really nothing much to say, and I'm not going to, even go into it much more because that's all they show you right there. 65-35 won't show the man paperwork for the low ball, and yet, we still going to have to wait possibly because from what I understand, they still may be going into negotiations after this fight, but Terence Crawford is not being stupid and sitting up there waiting on them to allow himself to sit there and be dried out or sitting there waiting and come in with ring rust waiting on Mr. Errol Spence Jr. And basically you can read from the post that he put on Twitter. He was the one that came out first, which basically lets you know off jump that he's the one that stalled the fight. He's the one that wanted to come out and make the public believe that he didn't stall the fight. But if you really go back to logically thinking, I know the Spence fans don't do that. If you really go back to what even people behind the scenes have said what's going on, then you'll understand that Errol Spence is the one, Al Heyman is the one that's been holding this fight up. And basically Bud said, I'm finna go over here and sign with these people. And from what I understand, which I don't know, but they saying Bud finna make a lot of money from signing with these people for this fight. So, not saying that it's an excuse for Bud, because like I'm saying, I don't really know this dude. From what I understand, that's why Errol Spence posted, I don't do tune-ups, this, that, and another. Yeah, you don't want to do tune-ups because you want to stall this man out and try to get him in the ring late. But instead, he being smart, going to make him some money, and he's still going to wait on you. But, as usual, the Spence fans, they're going to go around and they're going to say, Terence ducking and this and that. But you got to think about who held up the negotiations. You got to think about who been holding it up for years. And that's just the truth of it. Shout out to Errol Spence Jr. He also before I get off, you also know what's finna happen next. He finna move up. I've been waiting at all this. I've been at this wait for 10 years. He finna move up. Errol Spence Jr. is finna announce that he finna go to 154 and literally run from Terence Crawford. That's what's finna happen. 154 or 160. 160 at best. I think it's gonna be 160 because that's his real natural weight. Errol Spence is really a 160 pounder. Fighting at 147, just like Boots is a 168 pounder, fighting at 147. Yeah, it's just the truth of it. And shout out to Errol though, but if y'all read between the lines, that's basically what's finna happen. He came out first to try to make it appear like, Terence been the one stalling out. It ain't been Terence, y'all know that. Then he come out and say, I've been at this weight. When y'all seen that right there, you should have already knew. But I'm speaking to you logically. You know what I'm saying? Not a fan of kissing ass for neither one of them. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't getting paid off of it. Just think about it. He was the first one to come out and say something, which has been known from real deal people in the background that he's the one stalling out the fight. Him and Al Heyman. He comes out and say, "Oh, this dude been playing for months." No, you been playing for months, and your boss. But you said you was the boss. Remember? Ain't no more Bob Arum. Don't nobody say nothing about Bob Arum no more. And then you come back and say you been at this weight for too long. He finna move to 154. Really, duck. That's what's going on. This your boy Easy Work Boxing. Let me know how you feel in the comments. Shout out to everybody out there. Shout out to Errol Spence, Terence Crawford. We wish the fight would have been made right now. I'm sure Terence wanted the fight made right now. But of course, we know who really didn't want this fight. So hopefully we get it next year. Because, which I doubt now, since Terence Crawford was smart enough to go and take him a so-called tune-up fight so he won't get in the ring with ring rust and fight Mr. Errol Spence Jr. That's what they hoping to do. You know what I'm saying? But no, it didn't work. So he going to take him a fight with this guy, Indonesian, which I don't like. I don't know. I would have preferred a fight with somebody else. But for Errol Spence himself to say it's a tune-up fight, that's basically you letting the people know that y'all still in contract negotiations and y'all possibly gonna fight. But we'll see what's going on with this situation. But we know the truth behind it. It's Easy Work Boxing. Comment, let me know how y'all feel about it. I'm out.